It's time to look into the future again, so if we just get Max Copper's grid back up. Now, today we're getting some insight into what's in store for the world of travel and tourism down the track.
Yeah, but first let's take a quick trip to see how globe-trotting has evolved over the years.
It was the mid-80s when Australia experienced a tourism boom.
Before you rush out to book your Aussie holiday, get the Aussie holiday book from your airline or travel agent. Come on, come and say g'day. I'll slip an extra shrimp on the barbie for you.
That campaign landed us first place on America's list of most desired holiday destinations. Back then, tourism accounted for 4.8% of our country's GDP. In 1987, we welcomed 1.7 million overseas visitors, and over 13 million passengers were flying domestically. Fast forward to 2010 and Australia boasted over 5,000 accommodation spots for visitors, with 4.2 million globetrotters landing down under.
There's nothing like Australia. There's nothing like Australia.
But tourism only accounted for 2.6% of Australia's GDP. In February 2013, a whopping 2.3 million international passengers arrived. To date, Sydney remains Australia's busiest domestic airport, with 1.9 million passenger movements a year, followed by Melbourne and Brisbane.
So what does the future of tourism and travel hold? Let's ask Chris Riddell, who joins us now live from Melbourne. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Morning, Carrie.
The Airbnb accommodation concept, that's really taken off in the last few years. Is that a trend we see continuing?
Absolutely. Airbnb have really been quite clever with this. What they've actually done is created an experience which hotels simply can't do. And here's a really interesting statistic around that. Airbnb are actually doing more bookings a day than Hilton worldwide.
Is that right?
Gee, I didn't realise. I knew it was popular. I didn't realise it was that popular.
Yeah. Now, language has always been a problem for tourists sort of navigating a foreign city. I know when I go to London and America, I struggle. Is there a possible solution around for this?
There is. Microsoft and a few of the other organisations have been working around lots of wearable technology. This is nothing new. But what they've actually been focusing on is technology that you can wear. So as people are talking towards you, you'll actually hear or see their words translated in front of you in real time. So this opens up an incredible number of opportunities for you to visit places that you haven't done before in the past and open up some new doors for you.
Wow.
OK. Now, what about this new train that'll have us travelling between Sydney and Melbourne in 40 minutes? Really? Is this just this is pie in the sky stuff, isn't it?
It isn't. Actually, this one has been worked on for a while over in the US. It's actually in a tube, so it creates this kind of vacuum that sits within a tube. It travels at around 1,400 kilometres an hour, so supersonic speeds. And the idea is obviously to be able to provide another form of transport that we as we're getting busier as a world, we need to be able to have these alternatives. The really interesting thing around this is it's actually solar powered as well, so as far as efficiencies go, this one's pretty clever.
Sydney, Melbourne in 40 minutes. Will it still stop at Goulburn McDonald's or not?
I think it will do. I think you'll have some interesting options.
That is amazing.
That looks like a ride.
I know.
Ride at the
We should do that.
Easter show.
We should do that.
No,
you should get in one tube and I'll get in another tube. And
how long's the tube? Look at how long the tube has to be, and the suction on that would be just, I'm getting claustrophobic looking at it.
Give you a head start. How will the... So if we're getting to...
Actually, how do you go both ways? There'll be two tubes, clearly.
Oh, there'd probably be two tubes. Well, they wouldn't just get it down to Melbourne and then recycle it, like...
Push it back the other way.
Now, if we're doing Sydney-Melbourne in 40 minutes, what on earth is going to happen to on the ground? What's going to happen to air travel then?
Well, this one's really interesting. So air travel has been getting more luxurious over the last couple of years. Etihad have really nailed this one. They've just launched their apartment in the sky, or called the Residence. It is absolute uber luxury. It's around transforming the way we travel, going ahead into this exciting new world. But for a ticket on Etihad in this new uber luxury class, at the moment you'll be looking around $80,000 return from the Middle East to London.
Well, it's the same theory as the tube. You get in a vacuum-packed tube and head off to Melbourne. It's the same theory, Kyles, being in a Etihad.
Yeah, I like the sound of the Residence a lot more than getting into a vacuum tube. Thank you very much. Speaking of classes, that concept won't even exist in the future. What will take its place?
Oh, look, I think zones are going to be the next big thing for us going ahead. So at the moment we've got first, business economy or premium economy. Going ahead, it's going to be very much more like walking into a hotel or walking into a building. It's around, if you want to go to a bar, you'll have a bar experience area. If you want to go and socialise with people, you have a more social experience area. The big thing here is this is all around experiences. It's around being able to choose the experience you want and then being able to immerse yourself and live in that going forward. The world we're in now is absolutely, the future is all around experiences and giving passengers or customers the ability to be able to choose those experiences they have.
Oh, well, hopefully, Kylie, it's better than our last travel experience together where I was reading 50 Shades of Grey and you were asleep. Hopefully it's better than that. Hey, Chris, always good to talk to you,
Thank
buddy.
you, Chris.
We'll see you in the tube.
Great to chat.
See you in the tube. All right,
What year
guys.
was that happening? When was the tube?
when is it, Chris?
Wait, Chris, are you still?
Yep.
When's the tube happening?
When's the tube?
Oh, tomorrow. It'll be ready tomorrow.
I think
Now,
you
like
just,
50
I think you
years
just
or
made that up.
We might
Could
be,
be,
you know what,
yes.
we might be in one of those horizontal tube-like sort of contraptions, but just not going anywhere. Just like about 6 feet under by the time it happens.
We might have a front row seat as the tube goes past. See you, everyone.
See you later.
Thanks, Chris.